Your court television news starting now.
Good morning/afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a live edition. Well, obviously, we're live of the NJ Courts TV news channel. I'm your host this morning/afternoon, NJ Courts. And it's going to be a good one. As a matter of fact, if you didn't catch it in today's thumbnail, reason why we're having an update to Trina Golden's hearing today is because today, in about 1 hour, actually, hold on, I got this wrong because I was scheduling this Eastern time. Actually, so in 2 hours, I take that back because she's in Central time. Trina will be going in front in person. Although she is still in custody, don't forget that, but she will be appearing in person in front of the same judge that's been in charge, or there's a certain legal word for it, but let's just say in charge of her hearing, proceeding, I think, over her hearing is the legal way of saying it. She will be going in front of Judge, I believe it's Gyllenhaal. I may have said that incorrectly, but anyway, she'll be going in front of the judge that she's been going in front of for most of the hearing, having to do with her most recent case, and awaiting what her sentencing is going to be for the, let's see, it was 3 charges that she was facing from this newest case, and it's the 3 charges that she was found guilty by members of a jury. So, if you didn't, just in case you forgot, this trial, was a pretty long trial. As a matter of fact, we started coverage at the beginning of this, which was back in 2022. If I'm not mistaken, I believe we've been going almost just over 2 years as far as covering this trial. And that's when the actual hearings began. Don't forget, this incident stems from a date that happened on or sometime close to July 10th of 2020, okay? I would assume that was probably the day that Trina was arrested. And again, this was having to do with, now it's not alleged because she was found guilty, but she was charged with distribution of drugs, which sadly resulted in the death of a, I believe, 19-year-old young woman who lost her life due to an overdose. I don't have all the exact facts of the case, which I am currently working on getting, being that the case is going to maybe, I would assume, be over today, but that could change. That public information should now be available, being that it's not considered a ongoing case. So once that becomes available to the public, I will be submitting through a FOIA request for the case information and details. Some of it I may share, some of it I may not. We are going to read a news story that does kind of discuss, what happened, but it doesn't go into detail, which I've always known more or less what happened, but I just chose out of respect to the young girl's family never to share any personal information as far as that. And I'm still going to continue to stick to that as far as not sharing that information. We can get the gist of everything, but I am curious as far as what some of the witness testimony was from the doctor that did the autopsy, as well as what some of the witness testimony was from some of the other witnesses having to do with this case. So let me get just situated here. We're going to let the notifications go out. As a matter of fact, I just got an alert. We've got Dawson in the house celebrating a 1-year anniversary as a member of the jury. So Dawson, I want to say, 1, welcome to the chat, and 2, thank you for being a 1-year member of the jury, which technically makes you an OG, which you are already a quadruple OG, so no worries. But you guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. Dawson, this gavel slam goes out to you, my friend, and thank you for all your continued support. And I appreciate all the members of the jury. As a matter of fact, we had time to say good morning, everybody. Let me just make sure my audio is good. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So let's start there. Let's make sure audio is good, because that's why I don't hear myself very well, is because my ears are covered with this. Hold on, I got to fix my little hat here. All right, let's get this working. All right, there we go. Now I can hear myself. Audio is great. Thank you, Dawson. So let's start from the top. So one, I want to say welcome to all the members of the jury, welcome to all my mods, and thank you for all your continued help and support. And welcome to all the viewers, whether you like to hang out and chat, whether you just like to listen, whether you just like to sit there and hate and don't give a fuck. I welcome all. But starting from the top, we had Roofer in first, followed by Mark Miller in second, with Jack Mahoff in third, Jade following in fourth, and then Cesar Hernandez coming from the back in fifth. Feels like we're in a commentating on a horse race here. But welcome, everybody. I think it's funny how it's been now turned into like a game of who can become first and second and third place in the chat. I love you guys. We've got the real mob boss Sicilian Princess in the house. We've got ICU. And again, hello to all the members of the jury, followed by Dawson. We've got Steph LO9. Welcome, Steph. Good to see you, my friend. We've got... Ooh, Steph. I just skipped over you. I'm so sorry. We've got Steph LO9 celebrating an 17-month. Holy schmoly. Sorry, I'm not going to yell. I forgot you. Some of you guys got the little earbuds in you. We've got Stephanie LO9 celebrating a 17-month Jury of the Member anniversary, which makes you like probably, I still don't know what the word is after you go past quadruple. So you're one of those OGs. So Steph, one, I want to say big thank you again for all your continued support. And this Gabble Slam goes out to you. You guys know what to do in the chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. All right, let's finish out our shout-outs here. So, and again, if I forgot to say hi to you, it was not my intentions. And hello. We've got Good Gravy that says hello, Pinto. As a matter of fact, yes, Pinto is here, so let's say hi to Pinto. As a matter of fact, we're going to leave Pinto alone because I have a feeling he's getting it ready for one of it. Well, actually, I take that back. He's not in his hammock anymore. He's right here. But I think he's going to be getting ready for to go into a pre-molt here soon. But Pinto says hello back to you guys. See him? Hold on, let me turn it there. I know there's a little bit of a glare, but that's Pinto right here. Hold on. Pinto. That's Pinto. So Pinto says hello. We'll put Pinto back. Let's fix his light there. All right, Mr. Pinto. We'll let you get back to relaxing. All right, let's finish up this shout out here. We've got Reptilian Richard Ramirez. Crimax Andy needs to be nominated for an Academy Award. Hey, RRR, don't worry. At some point of today's show, just in case you guys missed it this morning, Jesus Christ. At this point, I think we can just do like a compilation video now. There's got to be over at least 10 separate videos of this dude just balling for money, crack money. So, at this point, if somebody wants to make a compilation video, which is not going to me, I'm going to waste my time on that asshole. But it'd be cool to see when you guys do it. It'd be really funny. But I do have a screen record. Somebody was so kind enough to DM me and let me know that little ski mask was back on because a lot of people had reached out to me wondering, since he'd be gone for 3 days, if he had been arrested. And I said, absolutely not. But I still checked. But no, he had not. And what I'd figured, and I was obviously correct because he came on this morning, which was funny because we had been wondering where he was. I wasn't, but some folks had reached out to me that were. And either way, I had told them this. Actually, I'll tell you my exact words. Let me tell you exactly what I DM'd these people as far as their reply to, if Ski Mask was in jail. I said this. I said, no, he's not in jail. That's after I checked, so I was able to confirm that. I just wasn't assuming. He's just busy cleaning the bunions off the new grandma he's scamming for a place to stay. She gives him drugs and food and a place to crash. He don't need no stinking YouTube, LOL. Well, obviously, he must have ran out of drug money because he came on today, did his little scam where, he comes on, I'm going to hurt myself, I'm going to kill myself. Then, of course, it just takes that one person. Oh, Ski Mask, please don't do it. Ski Mask, what's your Cash App link? Ski Mask, check your Cash App. Goes to black screen, comes back. Oh, yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, fuck you, everybody. All right, I got to go. Peace. And then that's it. So I'm sure he'll be back in a couple more days. But for those that were wondering where he was gone in the last 3 days, he just had enough money to get him through the weekend and Super Bowl. I'm sure that dude partied up like it was 1999 yesterday for Super Bowl with all those meth heads. So trust me, that guy had a great weekend, just ran out of all his party money. We'll just call it that for YouTube's sake, and needed a little refill today. So I'm sure, just as we've called it, he'll be back in Wednesday midweek for his just, every 2-day little, I'm gonna kill myself. Check your Cash App, ski mask. Okay, fuck you, thank you, peace. I'm out. Anyways, all right, so let's continue on. But I do have that screen recording, and I will be sharing it with you from this morning's little scamming cry session, whatever you want to call it. Sunshinery, what up? Sunshinery in the house, another member of the Mod Squad. All right, I may have lost my place, so just in case I did and I missed you, I apologize. But I think I've got everybody for the most part. Yeah, I've reached the bottom of the chat log. And let's get this show started. Oh, hold on. I do gotta run my my little e-begging banner. But at least I'm going to do something if we hit the dono goal, okay? Which, for some of you, just in case you didn't know or forgot, we have a dono goal of $500. It's a fundraiser that we started just last week, I believe, or a couple of weeks ago. And that is for a California road trip, which is going to include a lot of court coverage, court-related stuff, IRL fun stuff, as well as our first attempt at doing a live docuseries of the West Coast streamers and what a day in a life of one of them is like raw. Okay, not under their camera, behind their camera, behind my camera, which ain't no scripting. All right, so, and if you want some more details, just contact me. I'd be more than happy to share it with you. I just talked enough about it the last few episodes, so I'm going to give it a break. But any donations would be appreciated. They're all going to go towards this fundraiser, but they are not required to hang out here and have fun. Unlike some of my other fellow YouTubers that would pretty much ignore you or delete your comments because you're not considered a paid member. We don't do that here. All right, so let's get started with this update. So why are we all here today? Well, like I said earlier, in about a couple of hours, more or less, Trina Golden is going to be going in front of a judge to find out what her sentencing is going to be, having to do with the 3 charges that she was found guilty by a group of her own peers, i.e. a jury. And also, if I'm not mistaken, we'll find out more or less what's going to happen with her, because she not only is facing the sentencing hearing on her most 3 recent charges, which again were distribution of drugs resulting in a death, and then 2 counts, which that was the felony, and then the 2 misdemeanors, which was the same count, but it was 2 counts of use of a communication device to facilitate, which I guess we figured had to do more or less with her having to use a cell phone or some type of communication device to facilitate a alleged drug deal, I guess, is what we came up with. And we'll find out more once I get all the details of the case. But I think that at some point that's what we had figured. But either way, each of those charges does carry a minimum and maximum sentence. So we're going to be looking at what they call a pre-sentence report. I had shared this report with you guys a whiles back, so some of you may not even remember looking at it, or some of you may not even looked at it with me at all. So we're going to all take a look at it together. Real interesting, very informative. Basically, this is the report that the judge receives before the sentencing hearing to give him a guideline as far as what type of sentence this individual will receive. So there's a lot of stuff on this report, but just some of the more important things. It lets the judge know more or less on each charge what the minimum maximum sentence is as far as months. It lets them know what their criminal level is as far as rating. That I guess has to do with your as far as how much history you have as far as being convicted or convictions. Then it also breaks down, or they can check mark what they will allow per year as far as allotted good time, assuming that you get good time, which in her case is up to 15%, which is basically the norm. So if that doesn't make sense, let me just kind of dumb this down. And I'm not calling you dummies, but I had to dumb it down for myself. Basically, it means that every year, which a year is 365 days, they allow her to pretty much rack up basically, I think it was like 50 some days a year of good time, okay, which means they subtract 50 some days, assuming she got that many days. It could be anywhere from 1 day to 50 days. I think the 50 some days out of a year equals out to be about 15%. But basically, they'll subtract 50 days off of a year for however long her sentence is. So, for example, if she got a 10-year sentence and she was allowed 15% good time, just take 15% of 10 years, assuming that was, she did the full 15% of good time, and that's the amount that she'd subtract off of that total sentence, and more or less would be the day or the year that she would be released, okay? So it lets the judge know that. It also lets the judge know there's something else that was kind of important, but if I forget, which I just did, we'll catch it when we go over the report. But either way, we're going to take a look at that. We're going to take a look at some of her court notes that I think are important, more so having to do with the fact, which some of you may not remember this, but she had actually at some point, while she was being, going through the court process on these current 3 charges, she had at some point also violated her bond, which pretty much got her back in jail when she was out at some point. She had been bonded out twice. And then, don't forget, she had 2 old cases that were considered pretty much closed or pending, but now have been reopened because she never, and I'm assuming, I still have to do a little bit more research, but based on what I've done so far, it appears that she violated the probation on both of those cases, okay? One's from 2020, the other one's, I think, from, let's see here. I might have to go to the case information. I know one for sure is from 2020. Yeah, I didn't catch the other case. But either way, long story short, she's basically, in addition to the sentencing hearing today, I think either at the same time or a little bit scheduled for a little bit later, same judge, she's pretty much going to find out what they're going to do with her for being the fact that she violated her probation on 2 past cases. So, yeah, it's not looking good for her either way. So, let's take a look at some case notes. Let's look at that pre-sentence report so we can figure out more or less what type of sentence she may be looking at. We're going to watch that little screen capture I got of Ski Mask Andy's little crybaby fit this morning. And here in a few hours, and I did try, as a matter of fact, I'll share the email with you guys if you don't believe me. I did get in touch with the court clerk, pretty much the court assistant for that judge that's hearing Trina's who's going to be proceeding over as Trina's sentencing hearing today, to see if it was okay if I could watch via Zoom. She went ahead and pretty much said that I guess that they weren't going to be allowing that. I don't know if it's going to even be on Zoom or they're just not going to allow any members of the public to watch the sentencing hearing through Zoom. Either way, she did give me the form that I need to fill out and submit for once the hearing's over today to submit the audio, which, if you guys remember, that's pretty much how we finished covering the case from Controla's case having to do with early last year when she got in trouble in the state of New Jersey. We basically covered that case just through the audio clips that we got from each hearing that she had having to do with that case. So I'll try my best to see what type of audio and case information I can get with this case now that, assuming today it'll be over with. But either way, I would assume at some point either today or I would say no later than tomorrow, they'll be updating her case information and we'll find out what exactly she was sentenced to, okay? So, and as soon as I find that out, I'll be sharing that with you either as a breaking news announcement or I'll just post it as a community post, which I forgot. I think they call it the post tab, not the community tab anymore. So, let's get going. I think we've given enough time for the notifications to go out. Thank you for everybody joining me this morning/afternoon, depending on what side of the country you're on. Let me just catch up with chat here at the bottom. Welcome to everybody just coming in. We've got Mecca, welcome. Clips or no clips, we still find out how much time she gets. That's good enough. Hey, I appreciate that. Sunshiner says it's how most courts do it, but every courthouse is different, though some are similar, of course. Let's see here. When I was kind of giving that little speech earlier, I wasn't paying attention to chat, so I'm just gonna make sure I didn't miss any questions. This is all alleged by Ski. Try to scam me. He will be caught eventually. There's an investigation. Also, defamation of character. for lying on me, and this was 4 years ago when this happened. I used to smoke from Danielle. Interesting. So, Danielle, if you want to reach out to me on my Instagram or email, I'd be more than happy to get some more information from you and talk to you about it. But I do know that he's definitely done a lot of defamation on anywhere from people he doesn't like to his own mods, which is included anywhere from doxing them to threatening to KILL them and their own pets and kids at some point, to, you know, calling everybody any name, every name in the book. So I can 100% believe that. All right. Real Mob Boss Sicilian says, in my opinion, criminals should not be given Zoom cases. You know, I agree. I think the whole, well, here's where I'm going with on the whole Zoom thing. The thing that I don't agree with the whole Zoom thing is they make it publicly accessible to the public, right? They put the link online, but then they tell you that you can't record, or they get picky on who can be there. Then they'll kick people out if they don't like you being there, which I don't see how a court can have any discretion like that over people, especially when you don't know who they are. Let's just put it this way, okay? Let's say I'm watching from the UK. How is a judge going to find me in contempt or have me follow, pretty much find me in contempt for recording a case that's online because the judge says so? The judge can say whatever they want, but there's laws that they also have to abide by, okay? And every state's differently, but I think the Zoom falls under a very gray line and area, and if that's the case, then they should just go away with it. Obviously, I know they brought it up, you know, they started using Zoom back in the COVID days, but that shit's over with, so you know, why are we even using it still? I agree 100%. Also, it allows a lot of our public officials to just pretty much do all this stuff at home, which, you know what, maybe they can do the same job at home that they can do at their office, but I'm a human, and like most humans, we get easily distracted when we're home. Kids, pets, TV, social media, you know, when you don't have a boss looking over your shoulder, you tend to do a lot of things that you would probably not do in an office setting, is all I'm trying to say. So I 100% agree with that statement. All right, Roofer says he's had whole shows about me. Oh, yeah, I remember those days, Roofer. All right. So, yeah, we'll actually, you know, as a matter of fact, let's just knock over that little dickheads clip really quick, and then we'll start the Trina Golden coverage. So for those of you that were wondering what his little Crybaby episode was basically entitled, or what his Crybaby episode basically included this morning, let me share that with you. I kind of fucked that up. I was going to say some fancy big word like Ski Mask likes to do, but unfortunately, I don't have the ability to just make up random words like he does, and it just sometimes works for me. I just get a brain for it when I try. And no, it has nothing to do with his fake communications degree, which, if you still believe that, you can go online for yourself, just like we did on this channel when we went and verified that information and found out that, hey, the dude does have a degree. I'll give him that. He's got an associate's degree, but it's in general studies. It has nothing to do with communications, all right? He spent about 4 to 5 years on a general studies associate's degree, which is awesome. I commend him for that. Just sad that he's basically pretty much wasted all that time in what he claims it was his money. We know basically it was the government's money that he basically probably has a debt for that owes how many much, I don't know. I'm assuming probably owes a pretty good student loan, but who knows, who cares? But my point is the guy's a liar. He's never done anything with communications, just went and got a basic general studies degree, which for some of you have never gone to college, pretty much is a degree that most people get when they haven't made a decision where they want to go with their bachelor's, okay? That's it. All right, so without further ado, it's about a 1 to 2 minute clip. You guys know the drill. You know, basically he comes on, he tries to, you know, wait to see if how many people come on, who's on before he starts talking. You know, he this morning he was staying quiet. Like I said, I wasn't going to start from the beginning to the end, all right? I'm not going to waste your time. But basically, after, you know, about 40 people came in a chat, he started the scam, which basically you guys know how it goes, right? I'm going to kill myself. And then, you know, somebody finally gives him some money. He ends the stream, and then adios, amigos. All right, so here you go. Drum roll, please. Let me get it from the beginning here, sorry. All right, here we go, from when I started my screen record.
Oh, man. I'm glad it's too good. My goodbye. I'm just gonna kill myself. Kill myself. By through a room. I tried to call literally everybody. Nobody answered the phone. Nobody that I called answered the phone for me. But no text messages either. I ain't even gonna be able to live stream it, guys. Still terrible. Still terrible. Still terrible. Hope everybody has a good day, good week, good year, and a good life. Sorry, my mom, my dad, brother. Good luck to everybody. Best wishes.
All right, there you go. Like I said, just a 2-minute clip. You guys get the idea. Just to call out some descriptions or God, I'm not even going to fuck with that word. Just to call him out on some things. One, he claims that he was at a McDonald's in this video earlier when he starts his stream. I've never seen a McDonald's with a roof like that. And I know they're for the most part, they can be different, but generally they got kind of the same concept or design inside, which that didn't look like no McDonald's. So caught you on that lie, buddy, which, hey, if it was, fuck it. All right. Ooh, big whoop. Second, didn't this bozo say last week that he had no cell phone and he had to borrow a cell phone? So unless that person's just very kind, which the last few streams he's been using that phone, apparently they've told him to get off. And somebody, I think in his chat, Kelly said she tried calling the number and it went to somebody, which I would believe that it probably was somebody's phone he was using. I wouldn't think that they would just let him walk off with that phone and let him borrow it like he is. But either way, he's obviously got a phone that he's also got access to Cashapp to, which I've already explained how that works with the 2-factor authentication and all that bullshit. Also, what else was I going to call this guy out for lying? There was another thing too. It just, if it comes to me, I might remember later. But either way, you guys get the point. Same shit. He'll be back in a few more days with the same, oh, I'm going to KLL myself. I need a new phone. Life sucks. And then gone. Adios. I mean, so if the enablers, a.k.a. his so-called friends, want to continue to just give this guy his crack money, hey, do you. But I don't want to hear it when this guy gets in trouble, goes to jail, dies, gets hurt, whatever it may be. I don't want you people coming in my chat and start blaming this shit on me and everybody in my chat. Because I told you all, you're not friends, you're enablers, okay? Instead of just letting this guy realize he hit rock bottom and he should just go fix his fucking life, somebody this morning, okay, went ahead, whether they were just trolling him or not, it looked like obviously they weren't, just fell for the scam. And that's the thing, okay? At this point, I don't even know why Dum Dum even puts the act, all right? These last people that are throwing him a few dollars, they don't want to seem stupid, okay? So if I was him, I would just straight up come out with, hey, I need more money, son, go get my shit, please. That's it. Why make your viewers sound stupid? Those viewers, though, that are falling for this shit or not even falling for it know very well where the money's going to. Like I said, you're not his friend. If you wanted to be his friend, you'd go help him. You'd go get this guy into some type of rehab, get him, convince him to check himself into jail so he can start that process of fixing his life. But you throwing a few dollars so that he's okay for 24 hours and then is going to be back on tomorrow doing the same thing, do you, baby boo. But you're not his friend. And again, like I said, do not come in this chat when he fucks up his life if you don't, because according to him, life's still good, okay? He's not doing bad, according to him. But when he finally does fuck up his life, I don't want y'all coming in here and start crying and blaming me and my chatters, all right? Anyways, let's go ahead and start our Trina Golden coverage. This guy's literally fucked a lot of people over. So in addition to having the police looking for him, in addition to having these bonds people that he screwed over, and they already paid the court, whether they want to go back and fuck with them, I don't know, but I'm sure somebody's upset, not happy with the fact that they had to get screwed over $1,000 because of him not showing up on his last case. He's got bond people look for him, apparently. He's screwed over all these crackheads out in the county of Tulsa, and let me just put it this way. Although there's probably a lot of them, it's still a small community. So this lady, Diane, pretty much I call her the hillbilly crack house, the owner of the hillbilly crack house. You don't think those little crackheads know who Diane is with the big crack house, okay? Oh, they sure do, all right? So this guy is just dodging that house every once in a while, every 3 days, 4 days, going to another place because he knows people find out he's there, okay? That's why he hates his life right now. He's screwed over so many people that even as just fucking, in his own words, just their crackheads were willing to help this guy, give him a place to stay. He ended up doing something fucked up to these people. And now look where he's at, all right? So, like I said, this guy, if he, in my opinion, wanted to do something to fix his life, at this point, I would just start with my legal issues and then work from there. Not that hard. I mean, realistically, just being fucking real as fuck, this dude, just the way you've seen how the judiciary system is these days, okay, more likely will probably not go to jail for any of the warrants that he has out in the fucking 3 states that he's got warrants from, okay? More likely. More likely maybe spend a day or 2. All right, then see a judge, then get put on some probation. More likely could probably fix a lot of these out-of-state warrants just over the phone through a Zoom hearing, okay? But either way, it would probably take this guy less than a year to get his life or legal shit fixed and then start getting a job and start working towards paying your back child support, getting caught up with that, then hopefully get, some type of rights back to see your child, because I would hope at that point you actually care about your child. If the family even wants to allow you that. But just, goddamn, like we've said before, dude is 41 years old, right? I mean, what's this going to keep going till he's 55 years old and go get him a senior coffee at Mickey D's? I mean, that shit's insane. But like I said, not my life, his life. If that's the way he wants to go, perfectly fine. I just don't want those people coming in here when he finally wrecks it and saying, oh, NJ, it was your fault. You did all this. No, ma'am. And no, sir, it wasn't. As a matter of fact, like I said it before, and I'm just going to end it here, I won't say it again, I reached out to that guy and his family, and I've offered more than enough help, okay? So, at this point, I'm done, okay? I see where it's gone, and I'm moving on with my life. Hopefully, I can help some other people if they're willing to accept some. So, all right. So, Trina Golden. Again, Trina, let's just jump over to her court notes, so it makes it a little bit easier to see what I'm looking at. Trina Golden is currently facing a sentencing hearing, which right now it is about 10:30 my time, so it's 11:30 her time. About an hour and a half, she'd be going in front of a judge to see what's going to happen or what her sentence is going to be for the 3 charges she was found guilty of, I think late last year, I think was her last, or was when they found her guilty. Remember, this went to a jury hearing, so this was not a guilty charge, or excuse me, she wasn't found guilty by a judge. She was found guilty on all 3 charges, as a matter of fact, by a jury of her own peers, okay? So obviously, just normal Joe Blows that don't know anything about Trina Golden, don't know about her, record in LA, don't know about her little streaming career and all that bullshit, just what they saw as far as evidence and facts, found that she was guilty of the 3 charges that she went in front of them for, all right? And those 3 charges, just in case you forgot, were, let me just share this screen here. I think we got to go to the top. Here we go. Make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. Perfect. Again, this is all public information that you guys can access. Now, through the state of Kansas, you will have to make an account, but it's free, and it's just simple, basic information that you fill in when you get a Gmail account, Anyways, 3 charges that she is facing sentencing on today will be 1 felony count of distribution of drugs resulting in a death, 1 charge or 2 charges, these are misdemeanor charges, of use of a communication facility, which at the time we had figured had to do, and again, the reason we said this was if you notice the offense date, so the distribution of drugs resulting in death offense date is shown as July 10th of 2020. The other two charges were later charged, or the offense date they have is stemming from August 31st of 2023, almost 3 years later. Okay. So, and that was a time that she was incarcerated. So, she was either incarcerated or she was on bond. Okay. Now, something that's, pretty important to take in account is she, during this case, okay, she had been bonded out twice. All right. So basically, she had been extradited from Los Angeles to the state of Kansas to face these charges. Okay. She had been bonded out. So that first time she had been bonded out was right before Christmas of 2023. So that was December 18th of 2023. And that at the time was a $100,000 bond. Okay. So about 10% is what somebody had to pay to get her out. Now remember, that's 10% that they'll never get back. That's how the bond company makes their money. So on $100,000, you guys do the math. That's 10 G's. Okay. So somebody dropped 10K at that time to bond her out. Now, I can't remember if she had either violated the bond or if it was at the time they had went ahead and violated her on her probation. I don't know if it was, which case it had been on, because remember, they pretty much reopened two past cases because she had violated her probation on both those charges, is what I'm guessing at this point based on my research. But either way, where was I going with this? She was out. And then she either violated her bond or it was violated her probation. I can't remember which. It was either one or two. Both of them happened at some point because she was put back in jail, okay? Then on June 24th of last year, I don't know if it was that same individual, family member, friend, whoever, went ahead and bonded her out again on a $150,000 bond. So 10% of that is $15K. So somebody already has dropped $25K just to bond her out on this case. Now, after she had been released, and I'll have to look at the court notes, I think it was just under a month, she had to be put back in jail. And again, I don't know if at that time it was for revoking a condition of her bond or if it was probation, okay? But they both happened. She revoked her bond and she revoked her probation. But either way, I look at it as basically a waste of $25,000, okay? Because one, she was put back in custody and pretty much has been in custody up until today when she finds out what her sentence is. And two, here's the other thing that I didn't find out till I started doing a little bit more research on this case. And I'm not going to waste your guys' time and go into the notes because these happen to be the notes from her last two cases. But either way, from her last two cases that she violated probation on, which I'm alleging at this point, but I'm 99.9% sure I'm correct. And I'm assuming I'm right when I say this. They had to pay a bond because she had violated that probation having to do with those other cases, all right? So without trying to confuse you, when I go to one of those other cases, it shows on that same date, for example, the June 24th and the December 18th, the date that she was bonded out on this most recent case, on those same dates, if you go back to her most recent, the case previously, it shows that they also had to pay a $10,000 bond, which had to do with that charge or charges from that case. So if I'm looking at this correctly, it basically looks like somebody had to drop 10% of whatever her bond was, either the $150K or 10 or $100K in this case, then 10% of the $10K on the previous case that she violated probation on, and then I can't even forget what the bond was on the other case she violated her probation on. So where I'm going with this is whoever this is that has bonded her out has probably spent, and I'm just kind of guesstimating, close to $40K out of their money that they're never going to get back bonding this lady out, which again is kind of just ironic due to the fact that she was violated twice, put back in jail, and now is going to spend anywhere from, I think when I calculated, and we're going to go to the pre-sentence report here next, I think 13 to 17 years in jail, depending on how they go with the three charges, okay? So a lot of money has been spent on this lady's bond. And again, who's the one that was behind it? I have no clue. Don't really care. But either way, in my opinion, I think that person is pretty much been fucked over by Trina. Again, my opinion. All right, let me get back here with chat so I can catch up with you guys. What up, Jonathan? Welcome everybody coming in. Hello, Jade. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, just in case I forgot. So, and just so I can show you here, let's go to the calendar date before I exit out of the court notes, just to show you that she did have her sentencing hearing today. So when we go to case events, we go to the bottom here. And like I said, this case has been going, 6 total pages here, okay? So this case has been going on for over 2 years. A lot of court information, a lot of hearings, a lot of cost to the taxpayers, where I'm going with this. But when we go to the last page under her case events, you will see they originally had her scheduled for March 28th. That's when I was trying to fundraise. We did a poll, and you guys had pretty much decided that if I was going to do a fundraiser, you wanted me to go to cover this sentencing hearing, which I was down to. But unfortunately, which we had scheduled for March 28th. That's what we had seen here. But unfortunately, they had rescheduled that, so that got canceled. And today, which you see me highlighting here, February 10th, 2025, sentencing hearing at 1 p.m. in front of the Honorable Judge Gillenborg, I think is the way you pronounce it, but I apologize if I said that incorrectly. So let's jump over that pre-sentence report. Oops, I lost you guys. Let me get you guys here. Let me get you guys back in chat. So let's jump over to that. Let's see here. Let me remove this. I think I downloaded that if I'm not mistaken. Oops, I might have to just give me 1 second. I just have to download it. It just takes a minute. Let's just go over that really quick. Actually, it was on the page 5. But like I said earlier, I did try to see if I could sit in on this hearing. I know they weren't going to let me record. That I could tell you right from the start. But I did ask. But I was at least going to see, maybe they'll just let me sit in. Because the judge did offer that to me, but she wanted me to be there physically. But I said, well, obviously I can't make it. Would it be okay if I just sit in to watch? And unfortunately they said no. But either way, like I said, at some point they'll be updating this website that I'm sharing with you. And we'll be able to find out more or less what she'll be sent, what happened today. So let me share this sentencing report with you guys. We're just going to look at the first couple of pages just so you can get an idea of it. And again, it'll give us kind of an idea. Again, it's not going to tell us for sure what her sentence is going to be, but more or less give us an idea of what the judge is going to consider when she's, looking at this report and considering her sentence today. So, and in case you can't see this and you're watching like this on your phone, just flip it over like that, and that should put you what they call full screen mode. Then you should be able to see this document. But just in case you can't, I'm going to read some of the information off of here with you, not for you. So again, they do one of these reports on each charge. So although this is the same case number, she has a report for each charge, which in this case would be 3 reports. Let's just look at the one having to do with her most serious charge, which is the felony, which again was distribution of drugs resulting in a death. Okay. Then once we finish this, just in case some of you forgot kind of the backstory of what happened, we're going to refer to a news. I don't think it's a video. I think it's just a news story that we'll read together that I had already done. I had already read this in the past with you guys, but just short of getting into too much details, like getting into the family's Facebook and all that, this kind of gives you a little bit of backstory as to what happened. Okay. And we'll read that together next. But basically, for this charge here, which was the 21-5430, the distribution of drugs resulting in a death, when when we go down to the sentencing range, so here's where they have like, and I can't highlight, but I'm referring to the right-hand side of this sheet. You'll see it shows severity level or class. For Trina, they have a 1. I'm not sure how they rate this, but under criminal history score, they have an H. I don't know if that stands for high, if they use L, M, high, low, medium, high. Again, but they do have an H. Maximum good time, they have checked 15%, which is your norm for anybody that has a sentence over a year, which basically you have to have a sentence. The requirements to qualify for good time, 1, you have to have a sentence over a year, and 2, you either have to have a high school GED or high school degree, or be working on one while you're incarcerated, okay? They want you to be an educated prisoner if they're going to let you get off on some good time. So basically, like we said earlier, it's check mark 15%, which is your average or the norm, which means out of 365 days, she can have up to about 50-some days of good time, okay? It can be anywhere from 1 day to 55 days. The way they get good time can range from working, just not getting in trouble after a year, and certain other things. Enrolling in an education program or some of the other programs that they offer at the jail may qualify for what they consider good time, okay? So when you look under that, you'll see the sentencing range. This is where you kind of get into the important stuff. They have a section that says aggravated, standard, and mitigated. Aggravated pretty much means you're high, you're normal, and then mitigated is your low, okay, as far as your sentencing range. Aggravated, and this is done by months. So let me get my little trusty calendar here. Oh, and hold on. Before I continue, I have a donation, a few donations to shout out, and I apologize for missing you guys here. Darlene Valenzuela, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Darlene, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for all your continued support. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them. Darlene, this gabble slam goes out to you. And then we had Baseline. What up, Baseline Measure? Holy shit. I was supposed to say holy schmoly. I apologize. Not trying to use the Lord's name in vain. Member of the jury for 22 months. Definitely the 5-duplet or whatever the word was after quadruple OG. Baseline, I appreciate all your continued support, my friend. Definitely an OG from the start. This gabble slam goes out to you. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them. Oh, and I forgot to read out what the other members had to say. So Steph L09 celebrated 17 months, said, fave channel ever. I love it, and thank you so much, Steph. Dawson, member for 12 months. Actually, she's been a member for a lot more, but something messed up on her account here. But Dawson had a bunch of hearts she spammed out. Back to you, Dawson. Baseline spammed a gavel time, I think. And then we got Roofer in the house. Roofer would have... Sounding like all of the other drama mamas there. Just kidding. Roofer with the $10 super chat that says towards the California trip. Roofer, thank you so much for getting us started on that California fundraiser. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them. Roofer, this gabble slam goes out to you, my friend. Woo! All right, so let's update this banner before you guys get on me. And again, I appreciate that, Roofer, and everybody else for all your support, and Roofer for getting us started on 10 of the $500 fundraiser for our road trip to Cali. Now, there really isn't any specific date. Now, if there is a court hearing that comes up, maybe then. But at this point, it's pretty much when we hit the fundraiser, okay? So, no specific date at this point. So if it takes us a few months, hey, whatever. All right, I'm just happy if we hit it. And again, thank you guys for all your continued support. So, let me update this. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. Whoops. Cancel. I was like, why is that so long? Ah, here it is. Here it is. Let's do this one here. All right, so how do we edit? And we're going to change that 0 to a 10. Save. And that should continue scrolling at the bottom. There we go. All right. Again, thank you guys for continued support. Let's jump back over to our coverage here. Let me just move this out of the way and jump back to chat. Perfect. All right. And keep forgetting that I have my phone here too, so I can look at chat down here. Come on, NJ. $25 donos, balance $4.75. Where do you get the other 15 from? And we don't count those yet either. We can and can because, one, those you also got to subtract 30% because that's YouTube's cut. Also, so anything that gets donated through YouTube, just in case you guys don't know, the channel does not see till the following month. Because of the way this channel works and our fundraiser goals, what I do is because, I save up, like I said, all the donations go into basically an account for this channel and are saved up. What I'm able to do is pretty much take money from that account to front. I hate to even use that word front, but basically it is. I'm basically using a loan to cover those donations that the channel won't see till next month. So basically, any of the donations now we won't see till next month, but I'll still cover them as, obviously count them towards our fundraiser because, we may hit the fundraiser in 3 months. But just please keep in mind, I'm not even subtracting the 30% if you guys want to start getting nitty gritty on me. All right. So I'm not going to add 15 more, just to answer your question, Sicilian. All right. Let's see here. Whoa, Darlene Valenzuela with another $5 super chat that reads, with Roofer, let's roll. What I will add, though, is Darlene's previous $5 and this $5 super chat. So, Darlene Valenzuela, thank you so much for that $5 super chat that reads, with Roofer, let's roll. This Gabble Slam goes out to you. Guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. And what we will add is $10 more to that dono goal, not 15. And I appreciate your support, Darlene. All right, so let me update this, and let's continue on with our coverage. I don't want to spend 20 minutes explaining dono goals. I'm pretty sure you guys know I don't scam. I use all 100% of our dono goals, goals into this channel, and that's how we're able to do all the cool stuff we do, okay? Hence why you don't see anybody else doing the shit we do, because they use all the donations, even though they say they don't, on rent, on crack, on food, on beers, on booze, on whatever else that has nothing to do with the channel, okay? That's why they don't leave even the basic county that they stream from. No, you're good, Cecilia. I'm just kidding with you. All right, so let's update that banner and let's move on. I was referring to the other people that don't donate that are in there going, oh, he's scamming. He's scamming. I know all my members of the jury, obviously, because you're members of the jury, support the channel and know that, we do exactly what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it on this channel. All right. God, why do they make this so difficult? They kind of changed the format of StreamYard, so I apologize. I'm just getting used to it. All right, so 10 plus another 10 is 20, right? All right, so we're getting there. Thank you guys so much, man. We are getting there, ladies and gents. We're already 20% into the first 100, so thank you guys. All right. So let me get back into the comment section. But yes, Sicilian is technically the count, so that's like I said, I'm not trying to argue with her. I was just trying to explain why I didn't count the anniversaries as current donos towards the donation goal. All right, so let's finish our coverage on the Trina Golden case here, and then we're going to jump over to the to that article having to do, with her case and, what they had to say about it. We'll read it together, and then we'll see if anything's been updated since we've been speaking about her case on the website. Again, it's going to be about 11 o'clock my time, so 12 o'clock in Kansas. More specifically, Olathe, Kansas is where this trial is being held at, or trial's already been held, where her sentencing hearing is being held at, more specifically Johnson County, Johnson District Court. So, let's count. We're going to do calculations. Sorry, I was trying to remember where I was at. So we're going to calculate more or less what Trina may be facing as far as sentencing today. So let's start just from low to high. So mitigated was 166 months. Now, please keep in mind, this is just on one of 3 charges, okay? So this is on the felony charge here. So let's run our calculator here. So 166, which is 166 months divided into 12, there's 12 months in a year, is basically 13.8 years. Let's just call it 14 years. So on the low end, 14 years. Now, again, that doesn't take into account the good time, okay? If she qualifies or gets any good time. Now, on the high end, 186 divided into 12. Oop, all right, I just got your message, Roofer. I'll check that donor right now. Thank you so much. 186 divided into 12 equals 15.5, so 15 and a half years. So basically, she's looking at, on this one charge, 14 to 15 and a half years based on this pre-sentence report. And we'll look at, being that the other charge, or other two charges are the same, let's see what she's facing on the other charge, and that'll be the same as far as time she's facing for the third one. But before we get there, we've got another $5 super chat from Roofer that says, oops, I dropped this. Pick it up, NJ. Use it in Cali. Roofer, hold on. Let me pick it up really quick. Got it. Thank you so much, my friend. This Gabble Slam goes out to you. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them mother effing gabbles if you got them, please. Let's update this banner here and make those haters seethe. Cause NJ's going to Cali. I'm going to Cali. Wait, how's that song go? Jesus, I gotta get the rhythm in my head. We're going to Cali, Cali. It's the Tupac song, right? Or is it Biggie or Tupac that sings? I'm going to Cali, Cali. Anyways, you guys catch the drift. But either way, that's yet. And in the 3 years we've been rolling the NJ Courts TV channel, we have yet to head to the West Coast or California area yet. So I'm very excited to go there. Very excited to bring a lot of court coverage, fun coverage. And I'm very, 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 very confident that we are definitely going to hit that dono goal. So again, thank you so much for everybody that has helped out with this fundraiser / dono goal. And don't think I forgot our other good cause fundraiser that we got going on. We're still working on that. We're almost there. Once we hit it, I'm going to ask you guys where you want that money to be donated, and then we're going to donate it to whatever nonprofit or organization you feel that deserves that money that we were able to get through the sales of our buttons, through any other merch and donations that went specifically for the Good Cause Project. So for the haters that are sitting out there going, why are you starting another fundraiser if you didn't finish the other one? Well, we're almost done with the other one, and we've always had fundraisers going on while we had other fundraisers. So we can do it, and we are going to do it. So Roofer, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Again, this Gabble Slam, just in case I forgot, goes out to you. All right, so let's add $5 to this banner, and then let's look at what her minimum maximum time is going to be on the other two charges. So I think I edit here. Yep. Oh, shoot. Edit. I got to edit. So we change this to 25. Hell yeah. We are a quarters of a way into the first $100, my friends. That's the way I look at it. Just one chunk at a time. It's my recommendation. If you guys ever set any type of goals in life, okay, and it has nothing to do with the stream, all right? Like, for example, right now I'm working on exercising for myself, okay? Instead of trying to figure out a year goal or a 6 months goal, I'm just doing week by week, baby, sometimes day by day, all right? No shame in just breaking down your goals, even hour by hour, day by, I wouldn't do hour by hour, but day by day probably works better off week by week. But for me personally, it just makes it more easier to attain goals when I break it down that way. All right, let me jump back over to the live chat. We just got a donation through Cashapp, and I'm so sorry about that. Let me jump over to, I believe, the Cashapp app and check to see what's going on with that. We did get a donation through Cashapp, so I owe a shout out. Hold on. And I apologize. I don't know why my phone's acting slow. Come on, Cashapp. Oh, it's because it's already open. Whoops, sorry. Hold on. Oh, wait, no, it's not. See, I knew I wasn't dumb. God, okay, hold on. Let me exit out of the app and get back in there. Something's going on. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to call Ski Mask out on. Speaking of Cashapp, see, I told you I'd remind myself later on the show. So this morning, while he was pulling his other little cry scam and other bullshit, he claimed that on this phone that, sometimes is his, sometimes isn't, but he always has it in hand. he lent it to somebody, being the good Samaritan that he is, He lent it to some random stranger because they needed to make a phone call. And this random individual, I guess, because they're just dicks, somehow was able to hack into his Cash App and was able to transfer over his last $10 to their bank account. Now, for the people that actually believe that bullshit, let me explain something to you, which, for the most part, any one of y'all that has a I don't care if it's Cash App, okay? It could be Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. Any type of banking app on your phone. It doesn't matter if you've already unlocked your phone, handed that to me, and I'm in the middle of a call. If I try to get into any one of those apps, it's going to ask me to it's going to go into the biometrics, the security biometrics. So I either have to put in a PIN number or I have to put in my fingerprint, okay? It's not just going to let you access somebody's Cash App and then transfer whatever you want into some other account. Also, okay, let's just say that's just the guy forced Ski Mask to put his thumb on there. All right, unless the guy had a Cash App account, it's not very easy just to transfer money into a bank account. Usually you have to set a routing number, checking number, all that. You guys know how that works. So, long story short, just another line of bullshit to call him out on. All right, so did it load? It did. All right, so I guess now I have to accept. Before, you didn't have to accept, so let me accept this donation, 1. Let me reply back, 2. And 3, I want to say a big thank you to ICU for the $20 Cash App. Thank you so much, ICU. This Gabble Slam goes out to you. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. And ICU says, for Cali trip. Thank you, ICU. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what, ICU? You just reminded me. I think I can actually gift some memberships. So I'm going to even donate to myself. Actually, I'm going to donate to some of you lucky guys and give out, let's see, some memberships. Hold on. But again, big thank you again, ICU. I appreciate that. And actually, before I forget, before you guys start yelling at me, let me update this banner goal here. So 25 plus 20 is $45. See? Almost at 50% of the first 100. Again, I appreciate you guys' support and thank you so much. All right, so we need to update that. How do we do that? There's edit. Put that to 45. Save. Show. There we go. Slowly but surely, we are, I was going to say cranking along, but chugging along I think sounds a little bit more appropriate. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for your support. All right. So let's finish up calculating. So we said, I got to write this down. So what did we say? 14 to 15 and a half years on the first charge. And let's look at the second and third charges, and then I'll get you your grand total. Again, this is just an estimate. A lot of things can happen, you know. That's just like a recommendation is basically what a pre-sentence report is to the judge. It basically comes down to what the judge decides. Now, there are minimum and maximum guidelines that they do have to follow per law, but the judge basically is the one that is going to make the final decision as to what Trina is ultimately facing on these 3 charges that she was found guilty of. So let me jump back. Sorry. Actually, I got to scroll down on this pre-sentence report here. So let me jump over here. And let's go down to the next charge. There's some other information on here, but let's look at, for example, post-release supervision duration. Actually, let me fix my headphones because I can't hear myself. Basically saying after she gets released, they are recommending a 36-month or 3-year probation period. I think they call it parole, right? Is it probation or parole? So, when we scroll down to the second charge, which again, she's facing 2 of the same charges, which equals the 3 charges. So 1 felony and then 2 misdemeanors. This is going to be charge 21-5707, which is use of a communication facility during drug felony. There you go. They use short word. Here's the actual charge. So up here is use of a communication facility during drug felony. All right. So basically they're saying on this, she is facing an aggravated or high sentencing time of 9 months and a mitigated of 7 months. So 7 to 9 months. So again, because she's facing 2 charges of that, that's going to be 14 to 18 months. So basically breaks down to 1 year to 1.5 years, right? 1 to 1.5 years for each charge. So 2 to 4 years. So basically, she's looking at anywhere between 16 to 18 years, okay, somewhere around there. And that's some serious time, man. That's no joke. With the chance, if she does do it or get any good time, let's see what 15% of, let's just take the average, 16 years is 0.15 times 16. So if she behaves and does earn up to the 15% credit of good time she can every year, she would be able to knock off about, let's just call it 2.5 years, 2.4 months off of her total sentence. Again, these are just all guesstimates. All right, so that pretty much concludes. Oh, no, that does not conclude my. Oh, Cat Crazy with some memberships. I apologize, and I was going to throw some memberships out. So thank you guys. Hold on. So one, I want to say Cat Crazy. Oh my gosh, Cat Crazy celebrating a 22-month anniversary. Thank you so much for all your continued support, my friend. Cat Crazy says, getting ready for the snow. Yay, you be careful. Stay safe out there, my friend. Getting ready for the snow. XO. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. Cat Crazy, this gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. And then, Cat Crazy again, gifting 5 memberships to the NJ Courts members of the jury. So 1, thank you so much for gifting those 5 memberships, Cat Crazy. And 2, welcome to our 5 new members of the jury. Enjoy all your benefits, including all those badass emojis you see all the members spamming. You got access to now. This gavel slam goes out to you, Cat Crazy, and all our 5 new members of the jury. Now, that I can add to the donation goal. So we do 5 times 3 is 15, and I won't even subtract the 30%. All right, so let's update our dono goal here. And if you're saying, wait, I thought you said you weren't going to use that's not a renewal. That's actually donating. Pretty much it's just like a super chat, but it's doing it in the way of gifting memberships is why I'm adding it, just for my math nerds out there wondering. All right, so we said 3 times 515, add to the banner. Let's get this updated, edit. So that's going to bring us to $60, ladies and gents, of our $500 dono goal. Again, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. And I look forward to hitting that. And once we do, we are headed to California, my friends. And we got a lot of stuff to do out there. A lot. All right. So let me get that going back again. Oh, before I forget, I think I can gift 5 memberships. Let's see. Let's see. How do I do this? I have to be, oh, yeah, I have to go open up I remember now. It's so weird how, like, when you're the actual, like, channel creator, like, when you want to give out gifts, it's such a process, but I always forget it. I should have this down by now, so I apologize. Just give me a second here. But here in a minute, you guys should see another membership bomb going out there. Here we go. Dono grenade going out now. Boom! So welcome to our other 5 new members. We've got Lori, Donnie Darko, and Dangerous Ladybug, Riot Coke, and Token as our 5 new members of the chat. I'm sorry I didn't catch our other 5 new members, but welcome to all our 10 new members of the jury. Spam them emojis since you got them. All right. So let's finish up our Trina Golden coverage by reading. And again, we've read this before, so this might be a repeat for some of y'all, but for some of y'all, you may never have heard this read out to you. So again, I'm going to be referring to the news article having to do with this case. As a matter of fact, I believe it was just directly off. I think I had broken it into, I think the actual courthouse had its own press release when she was found guilty, but there was a news agency that actually had covered the incident when it had first started. So that's the story I want to bring up. So let me just type in. Let's see if it brings up. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. First thing that comes up when you type in her name in Olathe, Kansas. Like they say, you can't hide from the internet, man. All right, so this is a local live KCTV 5, which is out of Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, and I'm so sorry for all my Kansas City Chiefs fans, but I'll tell you what, it was a good game. And I'm even though I was rooting for the Chiefs, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I was rooting for them. I was still happy to see the Eagles take home a Super Bowl. So it was a great game. Had a good time watching the Super Bowl. Super Bowl I did. Watched halftime. I did fall asleep towards the end, so I had to catch rest of the highlights the next day or today, this morning. So realistically, I didn't know who won until this morning. And again, I think it was a great game. So, if you're hurting still today, hey, it's not that bad, man. Chiefs still did an had an awesome season, had a great game. Well, not the greatest game, but still played good. And hey, how many Super Bowls they already have? So come on now. All right, so let me share this tab with you guys, and let's read this together. Let me go to the comments here and see what everybody has to say about that. Shut up, NJ. John Harris says, I'm glad the Chiefs lost because I hate Taylor Swift. I think that's so funny how they were literally basing her boyfriend, or I don't know if they're married now, let's just call it her boyfriend's, like, pretty much like the way he plays, like, on how their relationship's going, If Taylor was going to be at the game, he's going to play good, or he owes it to the fans to play good, And I'm like, damn, so what happens when she doesn't give the cookie, Like, but, yeah. Yeah, Donnie Darko. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Travis Kelce, and I probably said that wrong last name again, anyways, is still rich and gets to bang Taylor Swift. I guess that's a good consolation prize, LOL. I agree. Amber HHH, yes, we're actually going to read this article, and somebody did die. As a matter of fact, there was a young 19-year-old that died. Her family, I think her dad actually was one of the people, or excuse me, one of the individuals that was subpoenaed as a witness, if I recall correctly. So, although I don't have the case information yet, I am going to be working on that, and I did request it, but I was denied because it was an ongoing case. I've gotten all the forms ready to go, including the one, again, for the audio request, which was emailed directly to me from the judge's clerk's office, the judge that's handling this case. So hopefully I'll have an audio transcript or audio file of what happened today. And then maybe I don't think because, just this thing went on for 2 years, okay? I don't, one, they're probably going to make me pay for it. And two, I don't want the audio from every case. What I would like is some specific case notes, but I'm probably going to have to be specific as to what page those are. So it might be a while, but hopefully we can get some audio as soon as possible. As long as she's sentenced today, and that concludes this case, because again, remember, she's still facing probation violations on 2 previous cases, okay, which she had scheduled for 3 o'clock. So basically, they're going to sentence her on her most 3 recent charges, and then handle the 2 probation violations that she had on her previous cases a few hours after today's sentencing hearing. So hopefully by today, she should find out what's going on with everything. But like I said, it's not going to look good either way. So let's finish reading this together. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything else. Let me just clear my notes here. Okay. And before I end the stream today, I'll check all the Cash Apps and all my messages and make sure that I didn't miss anybody as far as shouting out donations and all that. So I just got to remind myself to do that before we end the stream, but I think we'll be okay. But here we go. So again, if you want to look for this, just Google search Trina Golden, Olathe, Kansas, or Trina Golden, Local Live, KCTV5, and you should find the same article. Actually, let me just share you the link with you guys in chat. I'll just make it easier for you guys. So this is going to be the link that I'm sharing with you guys to this article that we're going to read. And here you go. Yeah, it's pretty crazy that she was even offered bail, especially the fact that she had the probation violations. And what we were talking about earlier is just the fact that somebody spent a lot of fucking money bailing her out for at least we know twice, okay, which total up to $25K. And I'm pretty sure they had to pay the other bail, the previous bail amounts, which, like I said, was $10K for the probation violations charge that she had for the other 2 cases, okay? So it was obviously more than $25K. So I don't know if it's the same person or different people paid out, but either way, a lot of money was paid out to bail out this lady, and she ended up back in jail anyways for her last hearings, including her sentencing hearing, and is going to be sentenced to jail, I would assume, today for a while. So in my opinion, although she might have been out for Christmas time, and that might have been important to those people, family member that got her out, and she was out for a brief time after she gotten put back in custody for either, again, probation violation or bond violation. Then again, remember, got bonded out and then was put back in custody, okay? So I consider that a waste of freaking money, and a lot of it, in my opinion. Just my opinion. But here's the article. So let's read this together. So, Kansas City woman convicted for supplying deadly drugs is the title. This was written by Heidi Schmidt, published July 19th of 2024 at 10:43 a.m. MDT time. Kansas City, Missouri, KCTV. A Johnson County jury convicted a Metro woman in connection with the death of another woman. Jurors found Trina Lynn Golden guilty of distribution of drugs causing death and 2 other related counts. Prosecutors said Golden provided Madeline Miller drugs. The 19-year-old died of an overdose in July of 2020. According to an online post, Miller attended Olathe East High School and graduated in 2019. So basically, she had just graduated high school. She had planned to attend Johnson County Community College and loved to cook and bake. So really sad story, man. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they sentenced her to. That family will never get to see their daughter again, okay? That's what they can't bring back, and that's the shitty thing when these cases involve murder or a victim, losing their life. Doesn't matter what, if she was put in jail for the rest of her life, maybe the family might get a little bit of just a brief bit of some, closure, but I can guarantee you it's not even nearly enough, for those family members when they lose somebody that didn't get to experience being married, go to college, having kids. It's sad, man, when somebody loses their life so young, man. It's horrible. It really gets to me, I'll tell you that. It's fucked up. And I'm sure her family wasn't happy every time she got bonded out. Put yourself in that family's shoes, right? You think you'd be happy knowing that the person that was responsible, allegedly, well, now we know, it's not alleged anymore, was responsible for your daughter's death. It's back out on the streets. Now, if you guys remember, too, the first time she had been bonded out, she had made a few videos. She wasn't too happy about not like most people aren't too happy when I cover them, but if you guys remember, I don't know, I don't even think she's got it on her channel anymore. I have it saved somewhere. And you guys can find it if you guys go through the previous Trina Golden coverage. Probably not going to be anything most recent. But if you guys remember, she even did a little, while she was out on bail, had enough time and thought it was important enough to do a little skit trying to pretty much impersonate me and trying to make me look like I didn't know anything I was talking about, I don't know if you guys remember that. Remember the person that was dressed up? Either way. But yeah, so instead of, doing things like having to do with their case or just staying out of trouble, she was making YouTube videos. And I swear I remember her going live a few times while she was out and even doing some things that she probably wasn't supposed to. So again, I'm not going to make any allegations. I'd have to refer back to those lives. Fortunately, I didn't save them. I didn't screen record them, and I'm sure they're gone from her channel. But, and don't forget, either way, somebody from, I don't know if it was a family member or somebody from her camp had reached out to me through Instagram and had requested to see if I would reach out to her via the different communication ways they have to reach out to somebody in the jail she was at to give her the opportunity to do an interview, which originally I was all for. But then after sitting down and speaking with the representative of our legal team and them talking a little sense into me, we decided not to pretty much have that interview. Now, I did say after the sentencing hearing, and that's basically what was advised to me, that I could do the interview, and I probably will if she still wants to. But it was my understanding, or and it's not word for word, but the individual that had reached out to me pretty much was saying the reason she wanted to speak on her behalf was she wanted to speak about the fact that she wasn't receiving a fair trial and some other things having to do with it, which, again, I'm always for letting anybody that we cover being able to speak on their behalf, but being that I doubt her lawyer would advise to her speaking to a news channel while she's being, going through the process, I wasn't going to allow her to do it, okay? Also, I've got to figure that this individual, probably doesn't have my best concerns, when they're doing their interview, and I have to realize if maybe it was being done on purpose to possibly, and again, this is my opinion, to maybe, cause some type of disruption in this sentencing process. So I didn't want to chance it. I didn't want to be part of that. I'm not saying that that's what her intentions were. Like I said, I'm probably going to, after the sentencing hearing, reach out to the ways that I had to reach out to her and see if she still wants to come up, and I'll entertain that interview. But like I said, just based on the legal advice from a member of my legal team, I was advised that not to entertain that interview prior to her sentencing hearing. All right, so again, it is 11:23 my time. It is 12:23 her time, which means about 30 more minutes she will be going in front of the judge for her sentencing hearing. So before we wrap up today's live stream, let's just look and see if anything's been updated. Maybe they even rescheduled her sentencing hearing, for all I know, within the last few hours. So let's just make sure nothing has changed or no new notes have been put into her case info. And then I'm going to say a few, thank yous, byes, see if there's any other questions you guys have in chat. But other than that, I didn't have anything else to cover. I basically am waiting to see what the result of today's hearing is going to be, and then I'll either A, come on as like a breaking news announcement and let you guys know what happened, or B, just post it as I'm going to keep saying community post, but as under the new post tab. All right, so Shining Friday says, man, that poor girl is only 19, didn't even get to go and finish college or have her first drink at a bar. This is so messed up. My brother was 28. Rip to both. R.I.P. for sure to both. I'm sorry to hear that, too. So, we were going to go to her case info here and just see if anything got updated. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's this one here. So let me share that tab with you guys so you guys can see what I'm looking at. All right, excellent. And let's scroll down over to the case info. First, let's look at the events just to make sure they haven't rescheduled, today's hearing. And then we'll look into the case notes to see if anything was added last minute. So hearings, looks like we still got it on for February 10th, which is today at 1 p.m. So that hasn't changed. And when we go to the case notes, when we go to the last page, basically the last thing that was filed was from the 7th, which I had already gone over that. There was an entry of appearance, and then there was a motion for an exceptional case, I think, or something like that. But yeah, that's stuff basically there's no new notes that I need to go over that have appeared on here since the last update. Also, something to keep in mind, in addition to this case just spanning as long as it has been, which is now going over 2 years, Trina Golden, within the 2 years that this case has been going on, had gone through a total of 4 different lawyers, starting with, I think, 2 public defenders. I think she was able to she represented herself a few hearings as pro se, and then was finally told that she needed to hire a lawyer, and she did. And then something happened to where they had to withdraw. I don't know if it had to do with like, some type of just something going on, conflict between them. But then they had to assign her previous public defender. Ultimately, she's now got appearing with the lawyer ending with the last name Dayani. Okay, so from what I counted, yeah, basically 4 different lawyers she had gone through, including representing herself a few times. So pretty extensive case, in my opinion, especially from a lot of the other people we've covered. Just short of Ski Mask, prolonging his cases because he's got bench warrants until they arrest him. As far as a case continuing, going from start to finish without any disruptions, like, her running off and, them having to extradite her again. This is probably the longest going case this channel has covered up to this day so far. So we may be ending that closing the chapter and finally ending the book today. But like I said, again, and unfortunately, and you've seen it with a lot of these people we've covered, sometimes these books get reopened, okay? And we've had to reopen a few of them already. So I would hope we don't in this case. I hope for the family's sake and for Trina's sake that she receives her sentencing, and that's it. Like I said, I don't think any sentence is going to help that family in any way with their grieving, I would hope maybe just a bit. But a sad situation, and I just hope everybody can start to move on and get into some type of process of never forgetting, but just trying to not get stuck into that grieving process, which can sometimes be a long time for people. I've been stuck in it sometimes, and I consider myself still stuck in it. That's some more personal info I won't get into, but I know how it gets. I know how it goes is what I'm trying to say. Although I've not lost a loved one like this family did, I think a lot of us can kind of put ourselves in their shoes when they say, realistically, no justice is going to bring back their daughter, unfortunately. So let me jump back to chat here. Let me take this off here, the screen, so you guys can see this beautiful face. I even shaved for you guys today. Come on now. Remove. All right. So, any questions before we end today's stream? Again, her hearing will be at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is going to be here in about 30 minutes. So as soon as I get an update pretty much through this website, I will share that with you either as a breaking news announcement, or I'll just post it through the NJ Courts Post tab. So if you want to catch any notification, I'd highly suggest, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. But most importantly, even if you are subscribed, that you make sure and turn on all notifications on for this channel. That way, anytime I go live, anytime, whether it's for breaking news or an already, scheduled broadcast, that we're on. Also, anything I post through the post tab, or what I will still refer to as the community tab, you'll get a notification so you can go check it out and get up-to-date news on all your court affiliated streaming news. All right, guys. That's basically all I had. I want to say again a big thank you to everybody that celebrated anniversaries today from the members of the jury. Thank you again for all your continued support. We had a lot of people pretty much that were already quadruple, triple OGs, pretty much go past the quadruple OG level, which, is just something fun that I make. Generally, if you're at a quadruple OG level, you pretty much have been here since the beginning of this channel. So I really, really want to say thank you to those people. I'd say thank you to everybody, but for those that have been here since the beginning, a big, big shout out to you. And I appreciate your continued support. Holy schmoly, I'm glad that I didn't realize my laptop battery wasn't being charged. Now it is, but I'm glad it didn't die on you guys in the middle of the stream. That would have sucked. But either way, thank you for all the members that had anniversaries today and for your continued support. Thank you for everybody that just donated through Superchat, through Cashapp. As a matter of fact, just very quickly before we end the stream, I want to say a big thank you to all our donators today. We had Steph L09 turn 17-month anniversary through the members of the jury. Dawson celebrated a 12-month anniversary as a member of the jury. We had Darlene Valenzuela donate a $5 super chat. Baseline Measure celebrate a 22-month anniversary as a member of the jury. Roofer with a $10 super chat. Darlene Valenzuela with another $5 super chat. Roofer with another $5 super chat. And then Cat Crazy hitting us with gifting 5 memberships to the NJ Courts members of the jury, in addition to celebrating a 22-month anniversary as a member of the jury. So, welcome to all the new members today. I gifted 5 new memberships today. So welcome to the 10 new members. And again, thank you to everybody that has supported this channel, continues to support this channel, whether it's, financially through our fundraiser goals or just simply being here as a viewer. I appreciate y'all. So with that being said, let me jump back to chat. Make sure I didn't miss any questions. Again, if there's something that I may have missed, you can reach out to me after the stream through Instagram, email, leave a comment through this once we're done here through the live streams comment section. But either way, I will try my best to get back to you, or at bare minimum within 24 hours. Usually I get back to you within an hour, but sometimes I may be busy. But again, thank you guys for spending your Monday morning with me here at the NJ Courts TV channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you guys here very soon for our update on what happened on today's sentencing hearing. And again, thank you guys for helping out, starting that dono goal, kicking off the fundraiser dono goal, and getting us already over 50% through our first $100. Okay, again, we'll just take it 100 at a time, with ultimately the fundraiser goal of reaching $500 so that we can then head off to California. All right. Cat Crazy, have a good day. Let me make sure I'm caught up with chat. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else on my phone. I don't see anything. All right, my friends, don't say I didn't warn you. Take out those earbuds or lower your volume. All right. One, I want to continue to urge you guys to please keep on spending some time to hopefully love, others, the world, yourselves, I've even said before. But please, because, especially in these days, okay, and I hope it changes. I hope, it's not going to come to the point where we've always have to stay very vigilant. You always got to be checking your six and keeping your head on a swivel, although I always recommend you do keep your head on a swivel. Just be a little vigilant out there is all I'm saying, all right? I hopefully as a country we'll start seeing a lot of these changes that our president has promised coming into place and play. Hopefully eggs will start coming down in price. I'm just kind of really confused as to, I know it has nothing to do with who's president. I'm not going there. I know right now it has to do with this bird flu, but I'm just confused as to why the price of eggs went up and why chicken, as far as like chicken meat, is still pretty affordable. Because when I did go check, generally if a bird or any poultry is got this chicken flu, generally that means the whole chicken is just, you know what I mean? It's not just, oh, we can cut you up for chicken breast meat, but your eggs are bad. I'm not blaming the farmers either, because remember, at the end of the day, they don't control the prices. Okay, it's the distributors. So whether even if that farmer wanted to sell those as cheap as they wanted to, or even if they knew there was no bird flu going on, it's up to the distributor who sells it to the store, in which the store sells it to us, that makes those prices. So, in this day and age, you really got to start wondering if this really did happen, or if it did really happen, which I do believe it did, not like a total conspiracy theory person. I'm just wondering if it's already over and this is just the distributors just trying to make some extra money now. Because I'll tell you what, I wasn't a big fan of when I went into McDonald's the other morning to take advantage of my $1 pretty much deal that I get when I do go to McDonald's. The only thing I get when I go to McDonald's, I take advantage of the $1 breakfast sandwich, which I always get the classic egg, Canadian bacon and cheese sandwich on a English muffin. Well, that's no longer available for $1. As a matter of fact, it's not available as a dollar deal, and all the prices went up because they got eggs in them. Even the burrito people said that their burritos are going to be $1 more because of the price of eggs. And I get it. But anyways, I just hope that our country starts improving. Hopefully we can get back to the days where we didn't rely on so many other countries for stuff. And hopefully the economy will start turning around and everything will be good for the most part, all right? But in the meantime, hang in there. Stay vigilant. I love you guys. Don't forget to take some time to love people. Love yourself too. And we'll see you on the next one, okay? All right, you guys. I look forward to seeing you either today on if I get an update, maybe it'll take 24 hours and we got to wait till tomorrow. Or like I said, I just might throw it up as a post. But either way, I'll catch you guys on the next one. NJ Courts. Hold on. Let me just see what you guys had to say that. Bareboat says USDA Inspector General escorted out of her office. Ooh, well, maybe that has to do with something like what's going on. So hopefully we'll find out soon. They still didn't say what's going on with the damn drones. They just said that it was the FAA now. Or is that what they said? Something, but like I said, man, come on. And there's still a war in Ukraine. Just throwing that out there. All right, you guys. Love you all. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. As soon as I get an update as far as what happened with Trina's sentencing hearing, I'll let you know. And again, remember, in case you didn't catch it from me or you don't want to watch me anymore, it's all public information. So technically, you can find out for your own self. All right? Love you guys. Take care. Turn it down now because I'm about to say bye. NJ Courts is officially out. Woo! My lungs are starting to get better. I can hear it up here. Peace, everybody. Take care. Pinto, Dami, and Rio say bye as well. Well, they were here with me, so I don't know where they went to. They're either A, outside, or B, somebody's feeding them right now, is usually the story when they're right next to me. But Pinto's right behind me. Pinto says adios, amigos, and he'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, Pinto's little girlfriend should be coming in very soon. So I'll be introducing you guys to Pepita, hopefully by next week. So take care, my friends. Love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. NJ Courts is out of here. Peace, especially in the damn Middle East. Adios, amigos.